to kick us off?
Well, you know, I came here. I actually hesitated to come here. I felt like that I was so caught up in things that I felt like I would be an antagonistic force. Like I wouldn't be able to receive like someone like me to do anything. And it took me months to get my head around finally committing and making the space in my mind to do what like I yearned to come here all the time. I prepared my gear so that I had it all sealed and bundled so I could throw it over the protest line as I fought through like past loggers and cops at a bed in my car and then jumped over to be a part of it. And that's what I drove here the whole time thinking I was getting ready for it. And then like I drove past it and then I drove past it again and then I came back and I was greeted better than the last 3 festivals I paid to go to. And then they told me what was expected of me to be a part of this and I was like, can this work? I'm so grateful to have found a working model that does have compassion for the individual within the system. The system is about reacting to the individuals. And so that's why I'm like, I'm not leaving. This is the model for the future. So I'm excited to be watching it happen. Right? Yeah. Right on. I was so grateful for all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Jay.
That's beautiful.
Namaste.
So my name is Knives. Basically, I'm a really good friend of Nos, who has been cooking for y'all for a little while now. And pretty much ever since they got here, they were just like, come here. You need to be here. Just come here already. Just do it. What are you doing? They're a lot nicer, but I'm paraphrasing. And I wanted to, but I kind of go out of my way to stay not political and just kind of stay away from any political things because I always just feel so powerless. So when it came to like loggers tearing down these great beautiful trees, it kind of just like went into that part of my brain that's just like, oh look, the world is garbage and we're all gonna die and who cares? I'm gonna distract myself with videoized entertainment until I die. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for like 20 something years. So I play video games. That's all I do, pretty much. Like, yeah, I'm a great cook, but that's because I just decided to be in an industry for a long time until I decided that I wanted to live instead of die. I've had suicidal depression my entire life. And it's mostly because of just seeing the garbage pile of the world around us. Just people, like, using hurt as a reason to shit all over everybody else. So that's kind of connected to why I've never believed in community. For the most part, I've always put myself first. And I always have to look after myself first. And I've been here for 9 days. I'm 32 years old. I've been here for 9 days, and I believe in community now. I've been part of, like, the hippie community from like Shambhala and partying and all of that stuff, and all I found was just like false friends who want to get high with you, and that's it. And that's what I see a lot around me, and it's why I'd rather just live in a digital world than a real one. And being here 9 days has changed that, and that is ridiculously profound. Like, I even brought video games with me because I was like, oh, I'll have downtime, blah blah blah. I haven't turned anything on. Not once. Like, I still have these things, I still love them, it's a pastime of mine, but it's so much more important to connect with these people that I've known for literally less than 2 weeks and get to know them than hide.
Yeah, I came here a few months ago after a long isolated COVID winter and some rough times. It's just been many weeks of every single day meeting the most incredible people, every single person having so much to offer and so much to give, and every sharing moment feels so magical and profound. And it's that 100 times a day for months straight. Sometimes it's overwhelming even. It's like, wow, I can't imagine, I can't handle all this beauty here, it's too much. I feel really lucky to just like be someone that's able to be so energized from all of the energies around me. It's just such a beautiful reciprocal community where we're just respected for what we are and who we are and what we have to give, no matter what it might be. As soon as you put it out there, as soon as you have that need, there'll be 5 people that show up with exactly what you've asked for in the most incredible ways. I've witnessed it time and time again, and it's almost like not surprising anymore because you're just like, oh, I need this thing, or maybe it's something way bigger, like a windshield. and you know, a few days later, there it is.
Yep.
And at this point, I'm just like, oh yeah, of course. It's everything I could have ever imagined in terms of community and connection and having a purpose, a greater purpose. And thank you to everyone for bringing so much and just sharing and being yourselves and accepting me and seeing me for me as well.
I go by Wind, and yeah, I'm really grateful to have been invited here by Bill Jones, and I want to acknowledge the complexities with permissions of being here as well. So when I heard that old growth was being threatened, I felt the call to come. There is this invitation to notice where you can step in and to step in, and there's space for what everyone has to bring. And if you come with an idea, there are people who will encourage you and get behind it. And if you want to do something, you can gather a crew of people and make it happen. And it's like magic. And I love that. And it's simultaneously a place where if you want to test your resilience and come to a deeper understanding of what you're made of, there's no end to the level of challenge that you can possibly take on. Like, there's so much good work to be done. Part of my experience being out kind of on the front lines is just watching people build all night. First, it's like this scheming process of everyone putting their heads together, and they're like, there's this creative designing process of like, oh, what if we did this and that, and we threw one of these in there, and like, and then there's like getting to work, and you know, it might just be like taking one of these enormous bars and like digging a hole all night long in shifts. Dust on your face, full of grace. All I want to do is save this place. And when I step into this place, you know, we have limited cell service. We're not all walking around staring at devices. We're walking around making eye contact with each other and smiling at every person we pass. This journey that you've had of 9 days of being here and believing in community, you know, this is, you're not paying for a program here, right?
Yeah.
You could experience this for free and even get fed, you know, if you're willing to put some work in. But it is a place of healing, you know, as much as there's also trauma happening. I think that people come and stay here because they see something, some seed of a future possibility and of like what people could look like in relationship to each other and in relationship to the land. There's something about the medicine here that is very healing to the soul. And yeah, that's just been really, really powerful for me to see.
For years, I've worked in ecological education, and for me, looking forward into the future of what it means to have a kid in this world right now, and what we're giving to them, and how bad that could be. When we finally came up here, we came for 3 days. I think it was only supposed to be 2 days. And over such a small period of time, the connections, the community, and just the sensation of drowning seems to have dissipated. I feel like we're walking on solid ground. The background buzz has gone away. We've been trying for a while, and just the state of calm, I was able to get pregnant. So I have to think that the stress levels are pretty different in this space, that my body has relaxed enough and accepted that maybe the world is not a terrible place to bring a child into, that we're making a difference, and we're going to be able to make the big enough change that this is exciting. And
That's
this is
amazing.
beautiful.
I'm so excited for you guys. Congratulations. Hey, we're not just That's why you're so protective.
Yeah.
Life.
So we got our blockade baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell my husband after I picked him up from being arrested.
Yeah, just heard yesterday. And, yeah,
Oh,
right,
did you get a pregnancy test in town?
Someone donated them here.
Yeah,
This place
like
provides.
It just provides.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
The forest
Exactly
provides.
that. Yeah, it's interesting because I think with a lot of the perceptions I had about Fairy Creek before I came here, and I'm sure what a lot of people think about Fairy Creek from what they have access to or can generate in their minds, and intuit from the realities of the struggle, the fight, the conflict we have against an establishment, a system. You would think yesterday was like the worst day of my life. It came full force. I was in my blockade. I was strapped in for 32 hours. I was in there with a pretty bad knee that's gonna need surgery, and you know, I learned that as the paramedics took me off the hill and taught me what I had done to my knee in my time here. It was the best day of my life. Best day of my life. My wife told me she was pregnant, but like, the whole day was fun. Like, even when I'm just at peace camp, or I'm just eating Knives food, or I'm just taking a step with some of the crews that are on watch here, like I am at all times feeling aligned with my heart's intent, and my knowledge and intellect, and my physical space, and the people and spirits around me.
Triple bottom line.
And I'm always at Zen here, and it's just fantastic, and it's incredible. And like, it's interesting because I spent months and months and months just researching, and I went back and forth and back and forth. There's so much information that clouts the truth of Fairy Creek that creates anxiety and animosity, because this is a very fraught and complex place on an analytical level. But when you're here, you just come on down, you'll get it, you know?
Yeah.
You'll get it when you come on down, you'll get it, I promise. If you'll open your heart to that feminine, intuition, visceral, real part of the human experience. And when I first came in here, my brain was broken by a complete undoing of this masculine aggression-based system of authority based on force, rather than what I've experienced, which is just authority based on love and a gift economy and an intuition that is just inherent. And that's also why we're gonna win this.
Yeah.
I'm Quay. I use my first name here. I'm really proud to be here, so no problems anyone knowing my name. Quay Ban. I've been protecting old growth for 29 years. It's part of my life purpose. I know it, that it is. Part of it is because my family's village, we lost our ecosystems to same kind of thing. Americans came out and logged it, then the Canadians came and mined it, so we lost an entire ecosystem, including like the weaver materials, the women are weavers, the men hunted the boars and the fish. They're all dead zone now. They have to go outside their territory. So I'm Tujau at culture, and we relate a lot to the indigenous people here. In fact, we share very similar stories. We've been displaced as well, and we're trying to save what we can, and we join with other nations to try and save theirs because we've lost ours. The ecosystem is here to give to us as much as we get from it. So if we tend to it carefully and we never over-harvest, we tend to the land, we take care of the water, we respect the air, we respect the people that look after these lands, it will keep providing everyone for generations to come. I know this for a fact because my family was able to live off those jungles for centuries until they were destroyed, until the toxins went into the soil and the groundwater. Science has just cracked that surface. I believe we will be losing our future medicine chest if we take these down. So for me, it's much bigger. And I think people need to understand that they are irreplaceable for a reason. Humans have such big ego. We think we can replace everything that nature has created. We can't. These ancient forest stands that are right here that we're trying to protect, birthed by the last ice age thaw. No scientist in the world to this day has been able to figure out how to replicate that. It's because it's impossible. It's really great to see so many young people here that are coming out for the very first time, and they're willing to lock up, put themselves at risk just to protect the forest. That makes my heart glow so much and so full, because I do worry at times, especially when I'm in the city. It seems like no one cares. And I come here and that hope is renewed, you know. We really are a family here. We're a family of all types, all ages, all backgrounds, and it's a beautiful family. I'm very, very proud to call all of you part of my family, my kin. We take care of our own. Thank you.
Thank you.
We think we come here to save the trees, but truly the trees are saving us. And that's what brought me here, just like this big love for trees and life. Just being so in love with life.
There's a song that's been in my head all day, and it's been in my head for a while. Someone here taught it to me. So I'll just share that song and you guys can sing along if you want. But it goes, happiness is gratitude, double by wonder, give thanks, give thanks. Happiness is gratitude, double by wonder, give thanks, give thanks. Thank you, 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 thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.